to mess with something last second, and I cannot figure out how to get this off of here. So I basically am just an idiot over here. But that being said, we're here for YouTube. We're not here for anything else. So I apologize. Welcome to the stream. Welcome this lovely Thursday afternoon. I hope everyone is doing well. Miguel, let's start off with you, brother. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I was looking at something in the background. I'm doing good. I'm getting ready for this end of year and what's going to happen in 2022, January for Bitcoin in the cryptocurrency market.
I literally, Miguel, have no way to. There we go. I got it taken care of. I was trying to get TikTok flipped around so that they could see us, but when I tried to turn off the effects, it was not allowing me to do so. Now we got it figured out. So, Crypto fam, if nobody told you before today, right? We are glad that you're here. Right. We appreciate each and every one of you. If you are in the chat, make sure that you X out, smash the like. It's the most simple thing to do to tell YouTube that you enjoy us and that you appreciate us. Yet for some reason, it's always really hard for people to do. I don't know why, but it is. So we would just appreciate your support there. We are trying to grow, and we just love you guys and appreciate you. So with all that being said, Miguel, what is on the podium this afternoon, bro?
End of year news for crypto, right? We got Michael Saylor buying up a boatload more of Bitcoin. We've got Nancy Pelosi, just becoming a day trader every day, better and better. And we got some other special news here and there that we're going to be jumping into.
All right. Well, let's start it off here real quick. Let me do a quick rundown on the top 10, and then Miguel, I'm going to have you jump in and give us a little technical analysis. And just as a reminder, guys, we are giving away 1 full year of Market Cypher. That is a huge deal. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel here on YouTube. And then also we have debatecrypto.academy. We'll go into that further maybe towards the end of the stream. But ultimately, we're trying to take all of the time and effort that you're spending into trying to figure out this thing called crypto, and we're combining it all into one friendly place where you've got a whole bunch of videos that you can learn from, be zero to hero, have a community in Telegram, and then also we do private seminars every single week. So debatecrypto.academy, all the information is down below. So kicking it off, let me update this. Let me refresh just to make sure these numbers are right. Okay, so Bitcoin 47.8. We just popped above even, so we're up. We're green, 0.67%. Let's go. ETH, dead 0%. Oh, just went up to 0.28. 37.51. Binance Coin, just about flat zero. Listen, here's the thing. 1 through 10, let's see. Except for...
everything took a pretty massive hit yesterday. ETH dropped to like 3,500 something. Everything was taking a pretty big hit. We were seeing not a recovery, but we're seeing a slight little bounce back right now, kind of just back to where we were earlier in part of yesterday. So, things are not going to be great right now. Things are very on the fence about where we're going. So let's take a look at the charts here for Bitcoin and ETH. Let me share my. All right, so here it is. Let's jump in on the daily first. So on the daily, we got Bitcoin down here at 4,700. Volume is extremely low. Nothing significant happening. Bollinger Bands are just consolidating, so we're just moving sideways here like a crab on the daily. The RSI did have a bounce from yesterday that we went to oversold territory. We jumped back over into a 41 range, almost at that neutral level. The MACD has flipped bearish, and we are on the way down. I'm sorry. Oops. Why is everything overlapping? My MACD and RSI were overlapping. That was weird. So MACD over here, just right above the red line, right? Losing some strength on the buy signal, trying to see if we can stay above this red line, stay bullish. The how's this pronounced again? The stock.
Stochastic.
What is it?
Stochastic.
The stochastic. There you go.
Stochastic RSI. Yeah.
RSI coming down heavily. into the neutral area, almost oversold. So we'll see if we can have a bounce back from there. So that's what we're seeing on the daily. Let's jump
Okay.
down to the 4 hour. 4 hour, we're seeing a little bit more volume happening on the 4 hour.
Crab
We
market.
were yeah, but we were having a consolidation here. We had an expansion. The Bollinger Bands came down a little bit more into the 47K range. We're still just ranging, right? Look at this resistance level here. We're just up down, right above this at that
Yeah.
47K level, just up down, right above it and below it. The MACD is still bearish on the 4 hour,
Mm-hmm.
and the RSI, for whatever reason, is messing up my MACD. But
There we
the
go.
RSI is above neutral level, heading up to the kind of the overbought territory. So hopefully we still have some room to move a little bit higher before being completely overbought. The
Yeah.
stochastic is overbought and might be coming down soon. So we'll see what's going on with Bitcoin. Let's jump over to ETH real quick and see how ETH is doing.
Yeah,
So ETH
I
had a
think
way. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think, like always, just something to remember, guys. ETH, as a general rule, kind of lags behind Bitcoin, but follows its lead. That's as a general rule. So keep that in mind when we look at some of these, charts and the way that they lay out and play out. A lot of times, people will ask if they're new to the space. They'll say, "Why does Bitcoin and ETH look so similar to each other?" A lot of times, and literally, unless you're on a really short time frame. Like when you zoom out, Miguel, to the daily instead of the 4 hour here, I can all but guarantee you that that's going to look almost exactly the same as Bitcoin just did. And it's because Bitcoin is still that market mover. Bitcoin is what leads the way. Everyone else is
Oh yeah.
tied to its hip.
So Bitcoin had that small move yesterday, right? And look, we went from a contraction here in the Bollinger Bands going sideways to a massive expansion to the downside,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
had massive drop.
He took a
Just these
big dump, man.
massive red candles.
I almost my take or I mean my stop loss almost got reached on on my leverage trade over on Femex. I literally got within like $38 of getting stopped out on my position, and thankfully I didn't, because I still think we've got a long way to run, and I'm hoping to be winner chicken dinner on that position.
Yeah, so the alts, Ethereum is included and everything else, right? It's going to have a massive hit. Bitcoin had a little move yesterday and everything took a massive hit on the way down. Right now, the stochastic is showing that it's kind of overbought. Volume is still low on Ethereum. We had a massive expansion, so we should be expecting a contraction here and going kind of
Yeah.
sideways for a little bit. So we could be below that 4,000 level for a little bit longer. So it is what it is. If you're trying to buy the dip, I mean, I don't know what else you're looking for.
Yeah, so somebody, Miguel, and I'll throw this at you, and maybe you knew this, maybe you didn't, but somebody in one of the chats said that the max payment. So tomorrow, guys, for any of you that don't know, tomorrow is not only the end of the month, but it's also the end of the year. And it's also
Yep.
a prime time, because stuff is down, for tax harvesting. I did a quick video on this over on TikTok a little bit ago. Tax harvesting, just if you're wondering what it is, it's ultimately realizing a loss. And so you're realizing a loss to help yourself with your tax liability. So let's make it real simple. In the stock market, you have what's called wash trading rules, and a wash rule is essentially that you cannot realize a loss and then buy directly back into that asset and actually take that as a taxable realized loss. Now, in crypto, however, the wash rule is not in effect as of right now. So what people are doing, and I think this is part of what's playing with keeping the market down a little bit, not much, but some could be tax harvesting. What people are doing is they're saying, you know what? I'm down anyway. Even though I believe in this position long term, I can offset some of my tax liability by selling right now and then just buying right back into the position. And hey, the reality is, I don't blame them. It's a legal thing to do. Why not offset some of that tax liability? I don't see a problem with it. You know what I mean? And so that's part of what I think is going on right now. But the major part, and I think, Miguel, you would agree with this, the major part of what seems like is always going on in these crypto markets anymore is the freaking the leverage trading.
Yep.
It is absolutely what moves these markets. People are getting, what do we have, like $1 billion again liquidated yesterday or the night
Yeah,
before? I mean,
man.
every time we
The
turn around.
the leverage trading is a huge double-edged sword, right? Everyone, retail is trying to use the leverage trading to make as much money as possible, with Bitcoin trying to get rich overnight, right? Make
Yeah,
these massive trades. Institutions and whales are just watching, and they're saying, okay, we got a bunch of longs right now, time to liquidate them. Boom, they lose all their position, they lose their Bitcoin, right? And then they
right.
made more money on the side on the way down. So it's very difficult. A lot of people are impatient, and leverage trading is kind of like what the impatient prefer, because they can make so much more money so much faster. And
Yeah,
yeah, they make some money in the short term, but more likely than not, they're going to get caught by the whales and institutions, and they're going to get liquidated because they're going to get dumped on, and end
yeah,
up losing more at the end of the day. So be very, very careful with leverage trading. Be patient, guys. Do not have 10x, 15x, 20x trades. Be smart. If you're going to leverage trade, right? 3x, no more than 5x at most. And that's if you already have some
yeah.
experience leverage trading. Nonetheless, if you have no experience, don't even think about going
Probably
over
shouldn't even.
3x.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I literally just got into leverage trading now, but I've been in the markets for 5 years, so I understand what's going on, right? So when I got into this, it was something that I've been wanting to do, just from the standpoint of we're getting more and more into trading. We teamed up with Crypto Jebb recently, and so
Yeah.
as we are getting better and better, I want to be able to utilize those skills. Here's the reality: we have the academy that we ultimately don't give financial advice to, but want to be able to continue to help them, lead, guide, and direct them to grow. Well, how am I going to do that if I'm not actively trading? So I said, you know what, I'm jumping in and I'm going to start trading. And I will tell you, Miguel, already, before we jump into this first news article, I've learned a lesson very quickly already, and this could totally turn around and be fantastic, and I could make a lot more money. But I feel like I was up like 28%, which, for those of you that have ever been in any sort of investment, 28% return is fabulous, right? Why did I not say, you know what? 28%, that's a nice little return. Even though it's a small position, it's a nice return. Boom, it's 28%. Well, what
Because
did
it's
I
the
do?
crypto space, right? That's
Exactly.
the
That's
crypto
exactly
space.
my point right there.
20%,
It is
that's
the
not enough.
greed. 28% is not enough. The greedy part of me says, well, I mean, I'm at 5x. Like I could really amp this up if I
Yep.
just hold out a little longer. Well, guess what? I think I'm down 18% right now. And so it's like, the reality is, I guess what I'm getting at is, if you aren't prepared with a game plan, because I didn't go into this specific trade with it. So let me back that up. I have a take profit set and I have a stop loss set. And I think those two things are super important, right? So that was my game plan. However, also in between there, my take profit was high enough that I didn't truly expect that to get hit. At any event, all that just to say, have a game plan if you're going to leverage trade. We've got links for Femex down in our description if you want to do it. Just please, for the love of God, be careful. It is not for the faint of heart, and it's dangerous. You know what I mean? It is definitely that.
Yeah, let's
So
get into it. Let's get into these
yeah, let's get
articles.
into it. We've been blabbering. So let's kick it off with OpenDAO. So Miguel, we talked about this the other day, and OpenDAO
Yes, sir.
not looking so hot. So OpenDAO's SOS token crashes 64% since Christmas Day. OpenDAO's SOS airdrop last week has since lost its stream, more than halving the price despite a wave of partnerships and exchange listings. So yeah, this is great. SOS written on the sand.
Yeah,
It's like,
this is a perfect. This is
help.
a perfect representation of what's happening in our economy, right? Giving away free money. What happens? The opposite. It doesn't go up; it goes down, right? People got free
Yep,
money. What did they do? They instantly dumped it and cashed it out. So we're dropping. It
that's
dropped
right.
64% in a few days.
Exactly. And I don't even need to dive into this very far. Just basically there was a Christmas Eve airdrop, and the tokens, were dropped out there. And then what did people do? Well, I mean, what do you think they did? They got a bunch of quote unquote free money, and they said, "Oh, okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Come again." Right. And they took ultimately, looks like, profits, and ran. And so yeah, down 65%, Miguel. That's a freaking chunk. You know what I mean?
And
So
in 5 days,
5 days.
64% in 5 days.
5 days.
The hype did not last on that one.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
it happens fast. That is for sure. Miguel, what's going on with your boy, with your bit? Listen, Miguel's boyfriend. I don't know if we told you this or not yet, but Miguel loves him some Michael Saylor. Now, I love Michael Saylor because he's very intelligent and I like his mind. Miguel loves Michael Saylor because they can hold hands and talk about the fact that they're Bitcoin maxis, right? And so that works well for Miguel. He needs a Bitcoin maxi at his side. I don't think his wife is a Bitcoin maxi, so him and Michael Saylor have this whole thing. So we don't need to get all into the weeds on that. But Miguel,
Bitcoin haters never get tired.
tell me what your boy just did.
So I'm gonna show you what he just did. So let me look for him over. Let me look for the article about him somewhere around here. Where is it at? Here we go. Boom. Our boy, right, or my boy, Michael, literally just bought a boatload of more Bitcoin. Right, bought another 1,914 Bitcoin for $94 million. And he's been buying since December 9th. This article right here probably doesn't say it. He finished buying yesterday, but I saw another one earlier today that he started buying on December 9th. So for anybody that is saying, oh man, there's no interest in Bitcoin, Bitcoin are losing interest, people are losing interest in Bitcoin. The only people losing interest in Bitcoin are the retail because they're too greedy and they want to make 100x on their money, right? And they think that if they're not making 100x, it's not worth it, and they want to get rich off a $100 investment.
Yeah.
So the people that are finding interest is Michael Saylor, right? People like him, people that are institutional, people that have tons of money. They know the long-term gains of Bitcoin. We have another person over here.
Miguel, before you jump into this, if you're in the chat, put a 1 in the chat if you have been in the crypto space or plan on. Let me back that up. Put a 1 in the chat if you plan on being in the crypto space long term. Drop a 2 in the chat if you are just here to try to get in, get out, take profits while you can, and run. A 1 for long term, a 2 for taking profits and running. Continue, Miguel.
Yeah, we got over here U.S. Congressman saying the technology is capable of so much. Boom, Bitcoin, right? Bullish on Bitcoin. But we also have this guy over here, former South Carolina governor. He's part of apparently some type of Bitcoin mining company, and they literally bought just 19,000 more miners. Guys, if you guys don't understand, that is like close to 1% of the hashing power for Bitcoin. So that is a massive amount of investment that takes. You know, that's not even translating into how many millions of dollars all those miners cost coming here to the United States to be mining more Bitcoin. So the US, right, whether it's the US government or individuals in the government, they're pro Bitcoin. They're bullish on Bitcoin, and they're going to be buying up Bitcoin. Meanwhile, you're selling it for these Shiba Inus and whatever other trash altcoins are out there.
Yeah.
Another thing that we have going on for the end of this year, we're seeing a lot of forced selling pressure. Is supposedly, you know, the China investors are being forced to sell their Bitcoin from these centralized exchanges like Huobi and all that stuff that were set up in China. So they're moving their operation. They got to get rid of the investors got to get rid of their Bitcoin or so on. So it's causing a lot of selling pressure from the Asian markets, especially from China. This is supposed to end December 31st, meaning a lot of selling pressure will be gone from Bitcoin starting January. You know, this is the hypothetical situation, the what if, the rumor, right? No guarantee, but hopefully that would mean if that does come to fruition, we're going to see a more bullish January. So that's going to be great for Bitcoin. And I think one of the last things we got over here is Nancy Pelosi, right? They talk about Bitcoin. They talk about all these things being a threat. This is why they like the stock market right here, right? Nancy Pelosi buys millions of dollars of call options in Google, Roblox, Disney, and more. Literally is buying the dip and has been called out for, right? About why the fact that they should not have the capability to be open trading in the markets like this. They obviously have insider information, who's doing what's going to happen when and where, right? We saw before the fog around the world started that a lot of these people started to dump their stocks. You know, well, what a coincidence. They knew what was happening. So
it shows just how egregious our government is willing to allow it to be in your face. Where other people would get arrested for this, right, and would go to prison, right? For insider
Yep.
trading. We have literally leaders in our government that are openly doing this, and they basically are thumbing their nose at everyone and saying, hey, listen, I can do whatever I want to do because I am who I am. And that's scary. You know
Yep.
what I mean? That is 100% scary. I think that at some point they're going to have to put some sort of a stop to that, because
Who's gonna vote for it?
it's
Them.
out of control. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Well, Siri
these
apparently
people
wanted to chat.
these people vote for their own salary increase.
Yeah, I know.
So you think they're going to say, well, let's just take away our power to make more money in the markets because
Yeah.
we're such good people. We're going to make that sacrifice.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Crypto Santa Claus, Crypto Face is on this evening. He is going to
Yep.
be on at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So that's 7 o'clock Mountain, 6 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Central, and 9 o'clock Eastern is the time that he comes on tonight. And we're excited to have him on. He owns, if you guys didn't know, he created and owns Market Cipher, a fantastic indicator that we are giving away a year's worth of Market Cipher to somebody who
Yep.
is subscribed to Debate Crypto and part of the Debate Crypto Academy. So all those links are down below if you guys are looking to
Yeah,
get
guys. So
involved in any of that.
sign up for the Debate Crypto Academy if you want to be able to participate in that giveaway. Yes, I was about to just click on this. Right, Danny Vasquez brings up a great point here. Institutions are definitely taking over Bitcoin. They're definitely buying up a lot of Bitcoin because a lot of retail is giving up. Right, there are a lot of retailers buying NFTs. They're buying Metaverse. They're buying
Yeah.
all these other things. Right, and yeah, they're making some money on it. But you have to realize, and my personal opinion, maybe it's just because I'm a Bitcoin maxi, right? The value that Bitcoin brings, right? A lot of these people are talking about the NFTs, the Bored Yacht Ape Club or whatever it is, or the mutant apes, and the
Mhm.
the floor price being 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ETH. But how often do those get sold? Right?
I don't know.
The floor price might be that, but how often are they actually being sold and somebody's buying up 9 ETH worth of an NFT? Right, it's awesome if you got in super early and it cost you only a few $100 and now it's worth a lot more.
Yeah.
But who's actually going to be buying these NFTs right now that is not doing some type of illegal activity or wash trading or some, money laundering or so on. So I feel like with Bitcoin or, crypto assets, you have a lot more liquidity, you have a lot more value added versus these NFTs can be, somewhat not long lasting as Bitcoin.
I think that, the final question that Danny was asking, and by the way, guys, if you've got something that you just absolutely really want us to make sure that we see, you can toss out a super chat. It helps support the channel, so we appreciate that as well. But Danny says, so wouldn't this throw the cycles out the window? And kind
Yeah.
of here's my thought. I think that more than just the institutions having so much pull on the market, here's the reality: two things. One, the institutions are able to, at this point anyway, control these markets with such just accuracy that it probably really doesn't matter whether the cycles are in play or not, because ultimately they are able to jerk on the puppet, jerk on, basically play us like marionettes, right? And they're able to just play with the puppet strings enough to big dump when we're not expecting it. Oh no, bear market, right? Huge pump when everybody's bored. Where did that come from, right? And they're able to manipulate those movements. And so I don't know that it's so much that as it is we are getting to the point in the adoption curve where we're at a point of diminishing returns. And I talked about this the other day. I did a video on this, I think, on YouTube. And ultimately, the diminishing returns, what happens is as a project gets adopted and used more and more and more, and money continues to flow into it, the project or the company or whatever gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, as those numbers get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, it takes more and more and more and more to raise the same asset price, 10%. Because think about it, raising something from $1 to $10 is, right, $9, right? Raising something which is a 900% raise. If you go from $10,000 to $100,000 or to $900,000, now all of a sudden it's the same percentage, but the amount of money is exponentially higher. And so I think we've reached that. So I think that's going to slow down some of the movement in the markets as well. And then I think the institutions are going to play with the ability to make the quick movements along the way. I don't know.
Yeah, I
That's kind
agree.
of how
I
it feels
agree.
to
I
me.
mean, institutions are definitely dragging this market along, right? They keep it boring. They're consolidating. They're accumulating. They pump it. Retail jumps in. They dump on them, and they can just keep doing this over and over and over and over. And this is what is dragging out the market, right? This is why we're probably are headed into some extended cycle, right? And the 4-year cycle might be out the window from now on, and we just could have this very long bear bull market with these mini bear markets throughout the huge bull market until the next Bitcoin happening and so forth, because the Bitcoin happenings are losing effect as well. So I think we are entering a different phase of how crypto, at least for Bitcoin, but how the crypto market behaves. We're no
Yeah.
longer in that expansive, huge growth potential from like 2017, 2014, 2015, right? Where market would just instantly go parabolic and then dump and then go silent for a couple of years before it came back. I think we're going to steadily go up and sideways for a very extended amount of time and just continue growing exponentially. But just the markets are not going to have parabolic movement anymore. Could be a very big thing. I don't know.
Is isn't isn't it funny when I just want to just touch on this? This is just on my TikTok. I saw it and I just want to have a good laugh real quick. Isn't it funny how people show when they are absolutely clueless? It's funny. They put a comment in and they literally, you can tell they know nothing. So first of all, crypto's a joke. Okay, ha ha ha. Okay, great. But then this. You're buying into something with hopes of the next idiot to buy in and pay more than you. Oh, hold on
Oh,
a second. Is that how that works? I'm here to tell you, you should stick around, Triumph Over Life, and learn something, because I'm not even being a jerk. You are 1,000,000% dead wrong. That's not how things work.
I
So
wonder. I wonder how he thinks the stock market works. If he thinks like that, I wonder what he thinks about the stock market.
the stock market's a scam, bro. It's absolutely a scam. That you
It's the
actually the
longest
whole
living Ponzi scheme.
exactly everything. Actually, life
Hedge
is
funds,
a scam.
derivatives, all that
Everything.
stuff.
Everything.
So
The reality is, though, let me just be serious. When you buy into the stock market, right? So this is an educational teaching moment. I'm giving this person a hard time, but I want to give you the teaching side of this, because this is what we do. We have our academy and we teach people and teach people and teach people so that they can learn. So I want to use this as a teaching point. So in the stock market, okay, when you buy into, you are actually buying a piece of that company. You are investing in that company with the hopes that the company is going to grow and be worth more money, right? That's what you're doing. In crypto, you are buying into the adoption of an asset that has a use case for the most part. Now, the only exception is meme coins. If this person is talking about, Shiba or Dogecoin or things that ultimately, and some of them have said, hey, well, they're accepted for this or they're accepted, most of those type of things, yeah, like those are literally just, they're pump coins. I don't support the pump coins, but
yeah,
if you're talking
yeah,
about Bitcoin, if you're talking about Ethereum, if you're talking about HBAR, if you're talking about crypto.com, you're talking about projects that literally, it used to be called the Staples Center. Now it's called crypto.com arena, right? I got news for you. Ultimately, they are doing things, and blockchain technology is, whether you like it or not, is changing the world that we live in. And so what you have the opportunity to do is invest into a technology that ultimately is life changing. It literally is, and I'll leave it at this, the ability to invest in the internet as a whole, right? Or a piece of what the internet has become in 1996. That's essentially where you're at right now. So I hope that you will actually maybe step back, realize that you don't have any idea what you're talking about, and maybe you could get yourself educated, because we want people to ultimately, do better for themselves. It
yeah,
has been, for myself and Miguel, financial freedom from the grind, right?
yeah.
Thanks to crypto. I'm not going to sit here and share mine and Miguel's portfolio, but I do want to say that making a decision to invest in this technology has been life changing for both of us.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Just want to point out, some
Some
goblin
goblin
loser.
loser.
Thank you for the super chat. Happy HODL days. Much love and keep on keeping on. Thank you,
Hey,
man. Thank you so
Goblin
much. We
Loser,
appreciate it.
we appreciate you, bro. That's a great name too. I like to recognize
Yeah.
a good name. That's a good name for sure, for sure. So yeah, I guess last thing that I want to leave with, guys, we're gonna cut it off here in just a second. If you're looking through the crypto news right now, there's not a lot. Okay, I was talking with Miguel about this before the stream, and it's not just because we're during the holidays. It's at the end of the year. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. It's not that. If you look back at history, the times when things got just absolutely terribly boring with no big things actually
Yep.
actively happening and essentially part of what these institutions do, because they have play and push into our news media as well, is they wait until everyone is absolutely bored to death. They've pushed out as many people as they can, and they say, okay, now we've got the people that are hanging on essentially no matter what. It's time to make some changes here, and then boom, the moment that you decide that you're either going to sell or you're just looking the other way, right? It happens. And so I guess I want to give people encouragement. The fact that it's one of those no news is pretty good news in my estimation. Yes, we're ranging right now. Yes, things are boring. Yes, we haven't seen any huge movements, but I genuinely need you guys to understand one thing: swim with the whales. The whales are
Yeah.
buying right now. This is an accumulation stage. No matter how you look at it, the on-chain metrics say the big dogs are buying. And if the big dogs are buying, if those whales are buying, hey, not financial advice, but so should you. Right?
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, it's simple. People like to ignore crypto on the boring days, forget about it, and then jump in on the massive green days chasing a pump. And then when they get dumped on, they're like, oh man, I can never make money on crypto. It's so hard, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, well, stop. The days that are boring, the days that are red, the days that are sideways are the days that you need to be dollar cost averaging, are the days that you need to be doing research and getting involved in crypto more than ever, right? It's not
Yep.
financial advice. It's not telling you what to do. It's just common sense. Those are the days that you need to get involved. Don't wait for the massive green candle and then be like, well, I don't know how to use Coinbase. I don't know how to use KuCoin. I don't know how to do this. How do I do that? You're going to miss it, right? You've already missed it with a massive green candle. Now you're going to jump in late,
Yep.
and then you might get a 2% on your portfolio. You're like, wow, I'm making money. And then instant 15% down.
Yeah.
So that's not the time to wait for. You got to do it now when things are boring, when things are not moving. Educate yourself now. Put yourself in the position to have cash on the side, waiting for the dip to be able to dollar cost average, or get into a big position, whether you're leverage trading or whatever it is that you're doing. This is the moment, not when
Yep.
the massive green candles are happening.
Yeah.
So
And
definitely
that's
get away from that mindset of chasing green candles.
And that's literally what we do in the Academy. So, Debate
Yep.
Crypto Academy, it's down in the information below. We are helping educate people so they can make better decisions. It's really that simple. We can take some of the time, a massive amount of the time off of your plate with our Crypto 101 course, with all the different things that are in there available to you. That's what it's about. So, Crypto fam, if nobody's told you before today, Miguel and I love you. We
Yep.
appreciate each and every one of you. Tonight, just as a reminder, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have on the one, the only Crypto Face. So you guys need to
Yeah.
be there. 9 p.m. Set the reminder. Listen, the stream is already up. You can go in and put the little bell notification on. And then tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, when we come on with Crypto Face, guys, we've got some really cool stuff we're going to be talking about tonight. We would love to have you. And as a reminder, if you're part of the Debate Crypto Academy and the Debate Crypto fam here on YouTube, you ultimately are in the drawing to win a whole year of Market Cipher. So we appreciate you guys. We love